Dealing with experts. Dealing with experts is a core part of the sales role. Your central position with the customer means you are always talking to people who know way more than you about customer systems, legal positions, regulatory boundaries, financials, operational details, and on and on. Here's an example of how easy it is to misunderstand the simplest of messages between you and another person. It's an example of what is called the curse of knowledge. This is when you assume that another person puts something you tell them into the same context that you do. Because you know how the message is supposed to be interpreted, you just assume that the listener will know the same, but that can lead to real problems. So let's try this out with a real example to show you just how easy it is to miscommunicate. I want you to listen carefully to the rhythm that I'm going to click out, and in your mind identify what tune you think it is. Here goes. So, what did you say? Well, a lot of Europeans will be singing Happy Birthday to You, but a lot of Americans will be singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Without the context of knowing whether the rhythm referred to a birthday party or a political party, there was no way of knowing which was correct. This type of problem arises with experts because they assume you know the tune they're thinking about when they give you their drum beat, their view of the problem. They have a tune running in their heads whilst they tap out the rhythm in the form of the facts they give you, the opinions they give you, the history they give you. And that's why the only stupid question really is the one that you don't ask. Every question you ask helps you to understand if the tune is for a birthday party or a presidential visit. Now, when dealing with experts, it's important to acknowledge their status, and that means you flatter their ego and show some respect, or else you risk creating a visceral enemy. Feel free to ask them to explain their workings, because they should enjoy showing off how much they know. The main danger is when they express opinions beyond their expertise, but they still have credibility because they're so good at their own particular expertise. To avoid this, separate business decisions from technical decisions. No technical expert will ever recommend anything involving risk because that would reflect on their own reputation. But as you know, sometimes you have to accept risk as part of a business decision. Ensure that experts are kept within their areas of expertise, and then you can freely explore the bounds of their ability to predict outcomes in the future. Experts are unlikely to use scenarios that involve all the relevant variables because they know a lot about a narrow area, and so they're going to want to stick to their safe area to protect themselves. So they will leave out context, such as world events and the wider business environment. So for example, they may say that a system can't produce the volume of goods required, but they can't tell you whether that is actually the volume required by the marketplace or not. So, when you're dealing with experts, get their context clearly defined. Ask questions and keep them in their safety zone. That's better for everyone.